What is up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here, and I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour. I'm excited to have you here. This is an amazing training series and webinar series that we stream every week, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I've been doing this since, I think, 2014, if I recall. Oh, wow. It's been a long time. But the result of doing consistent weekly trainings like this, even if we just get on and look at a couple of products, or we do like a deep dive into launching a campaign and getting some really intense stuff, it keeps everyone motivated to keep going, and it inspires people each and every week to take that next step into building their business or getting started, or taking a calculated risk that could lead to a potential reward. And so I love doing these. It's been an interesting 2 weeks because 2 weeks ago, let me get my webcam on real quick. We're waiting on everybody to hop in the room, so I kind of chat a little bit before that. So give me just a second here. Oh, there I am. Okay, so backwards hat. I don't look professional, but we're all family here, so I don't gotta put on a suit and tie to do these. So 2 weeks ago, I was in the gym, and y'all know that I'm big into biohacking and health and lifting and training, and I tweaked my back. So um, I was in some pretty bad pain. I have decently bad scoliosis, as many of you know, and so I wasn't able to actually sit here and perform because as I would twist my back or move, it would just like jolt pain, and so I had to lay down, and that sucked. All right, so that sucked. That was probably like the second or third time ever. I had to miss a webinar, so we did a replay of a really good webinar series that was talking about ugly store versus a fancy, like really pretty looking store, and everybody always loves that, and it's great information. Then last week was 4th of July, and I had intended to do something, but the fireworks show here in the little beach town that I live in was right during this webinar. And I didn't think much of it because I thought to myself, like I see fireworks every year, no big deal. But y'all know I'm a new dad, and Drake is 7 months old now. And my wife, Casey, was like, we need to take Drake to see the fireworks. In my brain, I was thinking, okay, well, babies shouldn't be outside listening to loud fireworks. But we were able to go to my brother's place, which had a really good view of the fireworks, and see it from inside. So I got kind of, and I won't go too long about this, but I got put in this position to where I had to choose like what to do. And it was the first time I've ever really had to do that, because always profit power hours always come first over birthdays, over holidays. Like I'm always here doing these webinars no matter what. And for the first time I chose, not to do the webinar. I chose to skip it in hopes everybody would understand. And I got to go see Drake see fireworks for the first time. He was like literally just like amazed by the fireworks. It was awesome. I posted a short video of it in the dang it, there's a little fly in the Facebook group. And I before I started this out, I know many of you on the webinar, you're new to the series, so you don't even know what's going on. Okay, this is like really chill. I share a lot about me, my life. It's how I connect with you, and we get to know each other a bit more on a personal level in the group, and y'all get to know more about me on the webinar, and I train. But I want to start this out by saying thank you so much to everyone that understood, that commented, that DM'd me and said, hey, you made the right decision, because it's always, I like to show up, and I always show up, and I'm a man of my word, so I'm hard on myself about that stuff. But thank you all so much for making it easy for me to go enjoy that moment with my son. I don't want to miss all these first times. Everything's like a first, so it's a lot of firsts going on here. So I'm like, what do I do? Now tonight, this is a brand new stream, and I'm trying to kill this little gnat that's flying around, and he just keeps buzzing in my face. And I actually have a very cool training that I'm going to show y'all tonight. But before we dive into the training, for everybody that's new, this is our welcome screen. And the welcome screen here just has some important links on it. Let me just pull it back up. Number one is, if you don't have a Shopify store yet, then you can use our software. We kind of trained a little AI to build a store, install a theme, put products on your store for you, and it'll do it for free, as long as you sign up for Shopify and get your Shopify plan, all that good stuff. That's profitph.com/free store. Now, on the bottom are our top four recommended vendors right now, and this list may change in the future, but right now, Pillow Profits, Shine On, Zendrop, and CJ Dropshipping. So you can go to each of those links. They are partner links with the companies, and they'll kind of sometimes give you some special goodies from coming from me, or discounts, or whatever it may be. They always are doing different types of promotions for me. And Pillow Profits is like print on demand, but they do really cool custom products like shower curtains and pillow covers and custom shoes, just all sorts of really unique stuff you won't find anywhere else. Shine On does jewelry and watches and some really cool stuff, and they are US based, and like St. Pete, Florida. An incredible company with fast shipping pretty much anywhere in the world. Zendrop is a US company. They have boots on the ground in China. They have well, not factories, but like suppliers here in the US with ultra fast shipping. And then CJ Dropshipping is just a better alternative to AliExpress, in my opinion. Okay, so you can check all of these out. And also, if you are new, then you can pop over to our members excuse me, area at accessadrian.com. I don't know where my head is at right now, but you can go to accessadrian.com and you can scroll down and you'll see the Profit Power Hour. If you click there, you'll be able to access a members area that gives you all of the replays. And we have all of our replays all the way back to 2016, because there's still a lot of relevant training in 2016. Believe it or not, the principles that we are teaching are very relevant in 2016 to today's marketing strategies as well. Now, there's lots of new stuff, but there are core principles each year that I'm teaching that you should, sift through it all and go check it out. In the 2023 trainings, you'll be able to see all the trainings located here. You can also sub to my YouTube channel and you can see a lot of videos there as well, okay? So make sure you do that. Now, before, like the last webinar that we did, we talked about niches. Like, so many of you have asked me, Adrian, what niche should I be advertising in? And I've always said, and I've been telling you a lot this summer, that you shouldn't really be asking the question, what niche should I advertise, or what product should I advertise? You should really be asking, what season is it right now? Because what season it is currently will pretty much dictate what niches you should be in oftentimes. And then the season will also dictate which products you should be advertising. And I'm going to give you a good example of that tonight. But if you're just looking for ideas on niches, you should go back and watch this high potential passion niches video. If you go to Wikipedia and you just type in list of hobbies, there's an immense amount of hobbies and niches that are really cool. Like, we started looking at the Sudoku niche. And we did a couple of other, I don't know, I just chose like random niches in here, and you'll find there's a lot of traffic to random things like yo-yoing is a really large niche. There's a group of people that are obsessed with yo-yos that you can get into. So some of these are going to be what are called niches. Now, an evergreen niche is something that is going to last year round, okay? Meaning it doesn't matter if it's the holiday season, if it's midsummer, or spring. It's like people are gonna that like yo-yoing are going to be yo-yoing no matter what time of the year it is, unless they're yo-yoing while they're surfing, and they might be doing that when it's warmer outside. I don't know if that exists. I just made that up. So, something just to notate. I'm going to pull up on the whiteboard because I know a lot of you in here are new. When you're really kind of like digging in to what to advertise and whatnot, you should draw it out. I always draw things out. Like I've got so many. I've got this pad here. I've got a whiteboard right here. I've got my iPad. I make notes and I draw things out all the time. Now, right now, what I want to just point out is that this is like there are two types of niches. Okay, so there are. I'm going to try to do this because I got something on my desk right now. So there are evergreen niches, and these are popular year round. Okay, so evergreen niches. I know my handwriting is bad. I'm trying to hold this like a art pad. Okay, so you have evergreen niches that are popular year round. Then you have what are called niche waves or product waves. So I would call this a niche or product wave. Okay, and these are only popular by seasonal popularity and or viral. Okay, meaning for whatever reason this product or this niche is going viral right now. It was on the news or Today Show or Shark Tank or whatever. So evergreen niches are going to be popular year round. All right, and I like to call these steady money. Okay, steady money. All right, because you can steadily create orders and customers from something that is popular year round, like the dog niche. It's popular year round. And people are always adopting dogs. I don't know if you follow me on social media or Instagram. Um, I just like went berserk posting Sunday about rescuing a little puppy that was 6 weeks old. We actually were able to rescue the dog myself, like my efforts, along with a lot of other people. That was 19 minutes from euthanization at Parvo, and the shelter was going to euthanize it. My wife called. We're like, we're working on. It was in California. My wife called and was like, can you hold, it was scheduled to be euthanized at 5:30. So all day Sunday, I was at the pool and the beach and all that stuff, but I was on my phone trying to like help save this little pup. And I offered to donate upwards of like $6,000 to have the pup like, pulled from the shelter and put in the hospital. But fortunately, 19 minutes before euthanization, as a collective, we were able to get the attention of people, and someone actually came and got the pup that could treat the pup. I'm donating money for the treatment. You know, people are passionate about dogs. That's my point. Like on my Sunday, I see there's puppies euthanized every day, right? But I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I can't let this happen. Like, how much is it going to take? What can I do? I could not be there physically to get the dog, but I could pay, right? So that was the part that I took and then shared on my platform. But anyways, tons of people were calling the shelter, going crazy. Two of my influencer friends posted about it because they're passionate about that type of stuff as well. And it's an evergreen niche. People love animals and they're always going to buy stuff for animals. And animal rescues, people interested in animal rescue are very passionate about animals year round. Okay, so it's a great niche. And then, especially if you take some of your profits, like a 1% or whatever, 2%, and you put on your website that you're going to donate back to animal rescues, like now you make people feel good about shopping with you because not only are they buying something they want, but they know that they're actually helping animal rescues as well. So things like that are really good year round. So think about it as like a marketer, do good, but also you're running a business and you have to profit, right? Niche and product waves are very seasonal. So something viral, and this is really old school, but it is what it is. It's just a good example. I know you all remember those fidget spinners. All right, we all remember the fidget spinners. Okay, so the fidget spinner could be something that is viral. Now, what would be seasonal? Okay. Well, something seasonal that I just thought of, well, I didn't think of it, I've experienced it, I'm experiencing it right now, actually, um, is let's just say for spring and summer, and a little bit into the fall, okay, 3 seasons. Things that are seasonal aren't always just, you know, they're not just one season. And then you also, you know, have winter, okay? But like, something that is hitting for spring, summer, and fall. I'll show y'all. Oh my gosh, this is such a horrible, because I'm holding this because my desk has just got so much stuff on it right now. Spring, summer, and fall is insect repellent. Okay. Now, when I say insect repellent, I'm not talking about bug spray, okay? Where you have the little spray can, it's got the little nozzle, and it sprays out, and you got the little, you know, fly right here, buzzing around, little antennas, all right? And this is not what I'm talking about, okay? We're not talking about that type of fly repellent. We're talking about things like traps, fans, buzzers, etc. Okay, the things that you know, that catch, that repel, and kill insects. And this is not an evergreen niche, in my opinion. I mean, it probably would sell all year, but you're going to have an uptick where it's really in high demand. Okay, whereas each year it will come back. So if you have a good product, all right, these are seasonal but yearly. So if you have a good product, every year you'll probably see an uptick in demand for that product in spring, summer, and fall, right? Or just spring or fall or summer or whatever it is. Things like that go viral that are a fidget spinner, they do this right here. They, on a graph, start out, this is, you know, viral sales, and this is time. All right. So what happens is Fidget spinners go boom, and then they go dun, 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 boom. Nothing. Nobody cares about a fidget spinner now, right? Um, when you have something that's seasonal, this will be volume of sales, and this will be time, okay? And so we have, actually, best way to do it would be spring, summer, fall, winter. So if you have something that is really hot during, let's just say, summer, what's going to happen is in spring, you're going to see a good, let's just do this as the 50 mark, like a 50% mark of virality. You're going to see in the spring, there starts to be this, uptick. And then in summer, it goes up. And then in fall, it goes down. And then it will repeat. Does that make sense? All right, so you catch it, you always want to catch it on the uptick, all right, not the downtick. But what's important to remember is that it will come back to an uptick, okay? Does that make sense, y'all? Yes? Yes, yes, yes? Okay, cool. All right, so seasonal things are great. These niche product waves that are seasonal are phenomenal. All right, you get the wave. You can even see this. This looks like a wave that forms and then crashes, right? It forms and then it crashes, and it forms and then it crashes. Every wave that crashes in the ocean has another wave somewhere behind it. There are always new waves, right? You just got to catch them. Whereas, the evergreen niches, I don't even need a graph for this because they're just steady. They might not be at 100% in demand. Well, I'm just going to do a graph. Screw it. All right. But they are steady. So in evergreen, volume, sales, time, this is say 50%, would just be like this. Make sense? Sustainable, long term, predictable. And this is what you're looking for. And this is what you get to have fun with down here is the viral waves and the seasonal waves, right? Um, so it's really fun because some of the things that we advertise that are evergreen are boring. They really are. They're very boring. And you know, we it, sure, if you got something that's making money, that's getting sales, you're happy, you're excited, right? But there's just something about catching those seasonal and viral waves where you get to see a big spike that gets you excited and it reinvigorates you because even with e-commerce, you can get tired of it. Just like anything that you do every day, even if it's, making you a boatload of money, it can still be tiring. There's people that, are wealth managers and stock traders and they make boatloads of money, but they hate what they do sometimes because they need something new and interesting. And these seasonal and viral product waves do in fact bring that to the e-commerce game. Now, let's real quick talk about something that it could be evergreen, but it's not going to be in like mega high demand evergreen. And then we're going to look at something that's, well, hold on. I'm going to do the niche one first because it's just more fun for no other reason than it's more fun. All right. So I'm going to show you an example of both of these. And these are two products that right now are very relevant, that are definitely getting a lot of sales right now, and that you can go replicate, all right, very easily. All right. So first, let's look at a seasonal niche product wave. I'm not going to show you anything, a viral one right now, because I don't, well, I will show you a viral one, actually. I will show you a viral one. But first, let's look at a seasonal one, and then we'll look at a viral one. All right. So I know I'm being, what's the word here? Indecisive, because I'm just trying to think of the best way to do this. And the viral one will be shorter, so I'll just do that one real quick. Okay. So let me give you an example of something that's viral. All right. That might not always be hitting. So ZenDrop has a really cool feature if you upgrade to their pro plan that's called trendy products, where their research team puts products that are currently, big hitters in their own section. Something that is viral right now that I have seen a load of, and that's why some of the variants are currently even out of stock, are these shark slippers. All right. So these cozy shark slides. Now they come in different colors. I am seeing them everywhere, all over TikTok, all over Instagram, all over Facebook, and they're popular now. But this is, I believe, a viral product wave. All right, they're going crazy. Like everybody's buying these. Everybody's wearing these. They're wearing them in TikToks and stuff, and that makes other people want to buy them. And eventually, the sizzle is going to fizzle. And these will just be, they're not going to sell anymore eventually. They might sell a little, but it'll be breadcrumbs. Right now, people are hitting the height of the wave. All right, you've probably seen ads for these already, these little shark looking things. Some of them glow in the dark, and it looks like, a shark biting your foot or something, but whatever. All right, it is a viral product wave. And I'm not sure necessarily if Google Trends will show that, but we can look in Google Trends. I have not checked, so let's look. Shark slides. Let's see here. Okay, so you can see that with the shark slides right here, or just over the last 90 days, they're 50% and 75%, then up to 100% on Google Trends. Then they're back down. It just seems like really wavy. Below, it's going above 50, then under 50. Remember, Evergreen is always over the 50 threshold on Google Trends. All right, I believe if it's Evergreen, it's always above the 50. And we might be on the tail end of this viral wave, actually. So if I go back and I just look 12 months, then you'll see that there's this big dip here, then another one, and it's like recovered, and then just over the past 12 months, it's below the 50 threshold. So, these viral shark slides might be, they've been around. I've been seeing them for a couple of months. All right. Okay, so that would be an example of something that's viral, that's here today, that might sell for a year, but eventually it's really going to fizzle out, and you can kind of see that here, just based off me putting in shark slides. Okay, now let's look at something that is seasonal. All right, so seasonal, but I think will last for two, potentially up to 3 seasons, depending on where people live. Okay, so when I started this webinar, you all saw me like, trying to swat like a little gnat, right? I live in Florida right now, and in Mississippi ain't any better, to be honest. And we have an immense amount of gnats, mosquitoes, and the worst, flies. And they are everywhere, okay? I don't know where these gnats are coming from, but when I'm doing a work in my office here, there's always a gnat that appears when I go live and I'm recording, so I'm like swatting and stuff. When we're at a lunch or dinner, a lot of places here outside, and so we're at dinner and or lunch, and oh my God, it's miserable. It truly is miserable. We have the most beautiful view in the world. We're eating on the beach at a beach club, all right, and we're looking out at the ocean and the sunset, and we're miserable because there's so many flies and they keep landing on your food. And I think we all could agree that's quite disgusting. If a bunch of flies are landing on your food, you don't probably desire to eat it, okay? Because it's gross. Just Google flies and what they do when they land. Now, it's a big problem, number one, all right? So anytime there's a big problem, all right, if you can find a solution, there's a chance that you could make bank, all right? Now, this happened just because a really sweet lady that lives here, she saw me swatting all the flies. They were landing on Drake and all this stuff, and I was just like I was losing it, really. I was really losing it. And she's like, I've got something that I'm gonna bring y'all that'll keep the flies away. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, we've tried every bug spray. And she's like, no, this is really cool. And I've been using it forever, and it works. And so a week later, she saw us again, and she had it with her, and she gave us this little thing. It looked kind of like like a fan, okay, that would sit on the table, like the helicopter thing on the top is like do 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 do, and you'd sit it on in the center of the table, and it goes do 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 do, and it keeps flies away. And I was like, there's no way in hell this is working. Like, this is not going to keep flies away. I really appreciate the gesture, but there's just no way that this little simple thing here is going to keep the flies away from our dinner. And so Casey turned it on one day when we remembered that, hey, we got this thing, let's try it out. And the flies were everywhere. And she turned it on, and I'll be damned, there were no flies. Like, not a single fly landed on my food. I didn't have to sit here doing this, if I take a sip of my drink, the second I take a sip of my drink, a fly is going to land on my food. So I spill my drink because I'm trying to hit the fly, Anyways, it worked. And I was like, oh my God, this has got to be a gold mine. It's got to be a gold mine. Why did I never see this? How did I not know about this? And how can I start profiting from it? And so I started doing some research, okay? So first off, let's take a look at the product in itself, all right? So I'm just gonna come over here to CJ Dropshipping, and I'm just gonna type in fly fan. I don't really know what they're called, but I mean, it's got to be called a fly fan. Okay, here they are. There's tons of them. All right, so take a look at this one. All right, it's $4.71. And what it does, this is very similar to the one that I have, and it's battery operated. And you can sit it on your table if you're at a pool next to you, at your table at dinner or a picnic or whatever. And what it will do is it sits there and spins, and it keeps the flies away. All right. And it's very simple. It's got these little reflector things on it. And it really works. Like, it's pretty incredible. It's not invasive to your experience. And most importantly, it keeps like your food clean and stuff like that. So you can order them in little bundles, like three pieces for $11. Okay, so this 3-piece set here is $11, your cost, right? And these are actually designed to look like Eiffel Towers. I don't know the significance of that, but it's pretty cool. And I wish that they had a video. I know some of the vendors do have videos. All right, and they really do work. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was, before I even look for ads that are marketing these, I wanted to prove that there was demand for such things. So I went over, and this is how you do research, y'all. I went over here to Google Trends, and I just typed in like fly repellent, okay? And you can see this is in fact seasonal. Right in April, it starts to have that uptick, and it stays in over the 50% threshold until mid-August, all right? So this is seasonal. It's gonna last for the spring and the summer, all right? The spring and the summer, and again, in some places into the fall, because a lot of places stay warm in the fall, right? But, you're still gonna see a big dip, because in the north, it's gonna get really cold. So there's a big dip here, all right? So this is in fact seasonal, but there is demand, right? There's this wave, this seasonal wave. If I just go like past 5 years, all right, you'll see the seasonal wave. So you see why I call it waves, y'all? Makes sense. This is a seasonal wave product in niche. All right, so we know that every year, if we have this, we could bank on it working if we can get it in front of the right eyeballs. Okay, so we know that this works. We know that currently we are still in a peak period of time to be selling an item that repels flies. Okay. Now, the next thing I did was I wanted to see what types of sales numbers were happening. Now, I have a software called Signal Boost. It's not for sale. You can't buy it. Don't know when it's going to be for sale. Our beta testers are using it right now. And I'm not here to sell you this. I'm just showing you how it works. There's softwares that do similar things that cost thousands of dollars if you put them all together. So I built my own because I was sick of paying thousands of dollars for something I could just build myself. Okay. But if I come over here to do product research and I type in fly fan, okay, what's happening right now is my software is connecting to Amazon. I don't know how the heck it does that. I really have no clue. My developer did this, use API stuff with Amazon that can pass back information, and it just does what it does. And I can see that on Amazon, these are selling in packs of 3 and 4 for $30. Now, I want you to think about that. All right, this one right here, their revenue in the last 30 days, let me just zoom in, okay? The numbers get kind of jumbled up, but the revenue in the last 30 days, I'm gonna have to tell Letitia to kind of fix this bar up here to make it more legible, but in the last 30 days, this particular Patiocer fly swatter for outside has done $163,000 in sales according to the API. And they're selling it for $30.99 plus shipping and handling. So we can get the same thing, a packet of 3 for $11, and we could mark it up to $30 plus $4.95 shipping and handling, and essentially sell it for about 35 bucks, $36. Pay $11, sell a packet of 3 for $36. And this is what happens, y'all, is people that see this, if they're marketed this, and this is Evergreen, everybody, legitimately, this should just be marketed to everyone that is 18 years and older, because we all have this problem. We're all outside, and I ain't never met a single person that enjoys flies landing on their stuff. All right. So it works for everybody. Target 0 keywords for this. Okay. Now there could be niches like camping and hiking and picnics and stuff like that that might be a little bit more interested in this, but I believe this is a 0 targeting product here. So we have the ability to mark this up 3x. We can see that on Amazon, multiple people, like multiple vendors, look, 200 grand a month, 93,000 a month, 260 grand a month. This vendor is doing $646,000 a month according to the data here. 83,000. It's not just one person making this work. There are tons of people that are making this work, right? So again, this is something that reach a large market, and we can catch a really big wave. And all you have to do is put it in front of people's faces. So we know that we can go and we can sell this. They're selling thousands of units a month. This person's selling 18,000 units a month on Amazon, okay? Now we can put this on our store. You see, you can get it from CJ Dropshipping, AliExpress, Zendrop might have some, and we could start selling this. List it for sale. There's still time to do that. And the videos for it, very simple to produce. Film in a journal and dinner table or lunch table, you know, or you can have a user do UGC, user generated content, like pay somebody to record an ad for you using these, but they're big money. All right, they're big money, and there's something that are never going to go out of style. There's always going to be a fly problem. Flies are not going anywhere, okay? So you can catch this seasonal wave every single year. Now, we can see that you know, they're getting 4+ stars. People love the product. Very important. If we're going to sell a product, we want to make sure that people actually love it and it works. These are getting 4 to 4.8 stars, meaning the product works and people love it. We see that there's a very handsome profit margin available, a 3x markup for these, which I love a 3x markup. I try to do 3x markup on everything. And people are buying them in packets of 3. But the thing is I believe that you're going to get people that make multiple orders because they're going to say, oh, family vacation is coming up. I'm going to get a packet for, you know, the Aunt Susan, and then I'm going to get a packet for my brother and his kids. So let's spend $100 and buy a couple packs so the family has them, right? So you're going to have people that buy multiple bundles, okay? Not to mention there are a lot of other upsells and things that you could pair with these. So the next thing that I wanted to look for, my software Signal Boost connects to Amazon, proves that it works, like the product is selling. There are people in there making an immense amount of money, clearly, in sales for these products, thousands and thousands of units selling each and every month. Very incredible and high demand with 4+ stars, up to almost 5-star ratings, means it's a good product, it's working for people. I'm not here to sell you Signal Boost. I'm not here to show you Signal Boost, and I'm not showing you anything else in Signal Boost other than I proved that there's seasonal demand for this product. It solves a problem that everyone has. And of course, it's actually making money for people. Okay, that's the point that I wanted to make. So the next thing I wanted to do was see what some ads might look like. And so I just simply went to TikTok and I typed in fly fan, okay? So if I click right here on TikTok, TikTok is always a great place to look for ads and videos and whatnot. And so this one has 23,000 views, 126,000 views, 53,000 views, 80,000, 747,000 views. Look at how it works. You sit it above the food, like you got a buffet, you're doing a family get together, whatever, you put these out over the buffet and flies aren't, you're not, I hate buffets because when there's an outside buffet, it's infested with flies. Like you don't want poisonous fly traps around food that you and your family are going to consume, right? You don't want that. So you don't want to put those icky fly traps anywhere near food, okay? And you don't necessarily want to go eat food after it's been sitting there for a long time because you know flies have just been sitting on it and pooping on it and who knows what else, right? So that's a really great example. Look at this one. 6.6 million views on this video, y'all. 6.6 million views. Let me pull that video back up. And I love this one. It's on the right side because it's demonstrating that it's safe to touch. So you can just put your hand on it and boop, it just goes, you know, floppy again. And so it's a very safe way to keep flies away. It's a really cool product. I mean, I feel like I'm selling you the product right now. And I mean, it's because it really does work. And not only does it work and make my life easier in Florida, but it's something that is obviously has the potential to make a lot of people a lot of money that are marketing these. And there's not a lot of competition for it. Like you just don't see people advertising this anywhere. So, you know, even though, look, these videos are getting 1 million+ views, these are things, it's still like it's not tapped into at a very high level. It's just one of those, I feel like, kind of underground things that some people are killing it with, but the masses haven't taken full advantage of yet. So definitely a good example of a seasonal product wave that you can always have on your store that'll probably generate sales if you're getting customers, the right customers to your store year round, but you'll see like the big pickup in spring and summer, and then the trickle back down. Now, let's talk about something that is more of a year-round product. All right, something that's a bit more boring, but has the potential to generate sustainable customer sales. All right. And I actually have one right here. We all know since the events of 2020, more people are working from home. And not only are more people working from home, but more people are discovering how to start their own businesses online and thus are working from home. So they're working remotely for a company, or maybe they're running their own business like I am and they're working from home. And when you're working from home, one of the biggest problems is organization. Like in a proper office, you got whiteboards and task lists and all of these things. In your home office, you don't necessarily have the same level of productivity as like, an office building would have with people around you to remind you and all of these things. So I have gone the route of I've got a massive, massive whiteboard over there. I can't show it to you, but behind my desk, there's this huge, it's bigger than my desk, is a huge whiteboard, and I put notes on it all the time. Problem is though, if I have a thought and I need to get up and go make a note, I got to actually stand up and go find the marker, draw the note, and then I'm over here. I'm not really looking at that because I've got cameras and lights right here and right here, so I can't even see it from here. And so the other thing I do is I put notes on just a little spiral notebook here. But the problem with this is I run out of space and then I have to flip the page. And when I flip the page, all of my notes that I really want to keep in front of my face currently, well, they're back here, right? Because I had to bring up a new page. So I still forget things. And then you got sticky notes. Who the heck wants sticky notes all over their desk and all over their computer? It looks awful and it gets confusing. And I saw an ad the other day for a product called the Desk Board Buddy. Okay. Let me just show it to you real quick. Un momento. Okay. One second. Pull it up. Okay. All right. So it's a product like this. I'm gonna try to pull a couple up. Right here. Okay, cool. I got it pulled up. All right, so this is the product. It is a desktop whiteboard. A bit boring, right? It's got an organizer underneath it. You can set your iPhone, your whatever, all on it. It's an erasable marker product. Okay. Now, I saw an ad for this from a company that has made one similar. It's called Deskboard Buddy. They have a phenomenal website, a great landing page. I could tell like, hey, look, this is like probably a white label product. I don't know if it is or not. They all look the same. But I'm just gonna buy it from them because it's here. Click the ad. I'm not gonna go do research and find other ones. I'm just gonna buy this one, okay? And I bought it, and it's sitting right here on my desk. That's why I don't have room for my whiteboard. Here it is, and it's really cool. You can see, I don't know if I can get focus on my notes, but I've got colored markers. I've got my task list over here, and get my camera focus back. There I am. Come on, focus, focus. There we go. And it's really cool. Like I can open it up and I've got all the stuff in here, got all the, different markers, and I can just, I can do, it's like a dry erase board. Hold on, I dropped something. And so anyways, I bought one and I paid like a decent bit of money for this. Like it wasn't cheap. If I recall, let me see how much I paid. because you got to buy the markers too. We're going to get to that in just a second. All right, so yeah, I paid $60 for it, and then I got upsold the markers and the cleaner. So my order value was around $100. Okay, so this would be an example of an evergreen product. Now, this is the company that I bought it from right here. All right, so they have a really great landing page and site. So they do it also in black, which is really cool because you can do different, like kind of like neon markers and whatnot. They've been on the news, like they got a really cool thing going in. And like I said, they show you exactly what I said. No sticky notes, all the stuff. It's clean, it's plush. They have ones with calculators on them, and so on and so forth. Okay. And there are variations of this that, are not their product. You never want to rip off somebody's product, or their brand or anything like that. But ultimately, it's just a whiteboard that sits on your desk. They're just good at marketing it, right? So that being said, over here, you can see that once you actually go in and purchase this, the accessories that they sell, sorry, are $20 for a set of markers. The other thing that they do is the glass cleaning kit, 15 bucks. So they get you for another, what, $14, and then another 18. All right. So $100 once you're out the door. If we come over here to AliExpress, all right, the markers with this are included. So of course you get to up the price with the markers. So you could up this to what, 80 bucks, 70 bucks, something like that, 70, $80. So almost a 2x markup, plus they charge for shipping and handling. So you could do another $4.95 for shipping and handling. And then you could just come over here and glass cleaning kit. All right, you can get these for $4.87, like a little glass cleaning kit. Actually, that's a film. Let me just go back. Oh my gosh, the gnat just landed on my head. Oh my gosh, I need my little fan. I should have brought that in here. Um, but this one right here has it's 99 cents. All right. So you go in here and find a couple of different ones. And ultimately sell it for 15 bucks, or no, it's $12 or $13. So these could be upsells. So you take kind of a boring product and you can market it the right way. And I'm not saying that you're going to make a bunch of money marketing this product. I'm just giving you an example of something I purchased that I know a lot of people, everyone I've showed this to is like, oh my gosh, where did you get that? I say, desk board, buddy. This is awesome. I need this because my notes are right in front of my face. I can erase them. It's fun. It looks good on my desk. It's got an organizer underneath it, which is great. Keeps my desk clean. And it's practical. It's not viral. It's not seasonal. It's not really sexy. I mean, they've made it look sexy with their marketing, but it's just a piece of plastic with whiteboard glass on top of it that sits on your desk. Okay. And it is a great example of an evergreen product that I think could do really, really well all year long. Not something that's going to make the big bucks, all right, but something that could potentially bring in steady sales that are sustainable, okay? And it solves a problem that a lot of people have and speaks to a large group of people. They might even want this while they're at work in their actual offices and corporate buildings and whatnot. So, you know, what's cool about this particular product, maybe if I do desktop whiteboard, because I know there's a lot of vendors that when I was looking sold it, and it doesn't have to be the one that's in the shape of this. All right, it could just be anything that's handy that is on your that kind of fits on the desk. All right, This is a neon writing acrylic board that sits up on your desk, which is pretty cool. All right, there are a couple different variations that you could probably sell. And like this right here, I could see this being another cool little product to sell, not necessarily for a desk, but for maybe a kitchen, nightstand, whatever it may be. But what's unique about these are that you sell the base product and then the upsells are no-brainers. Why the heck would I buy this thing without the markers, which are another 20 bucks? And why would I buy the markers and the board without a cleaning kit? Because I don't want it smear all over the board when I erase it and everything. I want it to be nice and clean. So what I thought was going to be 60 bucks ended up being $100. That is smart marketing. And I bought all the upsells, and many other people probably do as well. So a great example of a evergreen product that's boring that they made as sexy as possible and they were intelligent with when it came to upsells. So you've got the evergreen niches in products, you've got the niche product waves that are seasonal or short-term viral, and you should be marketing all of them. You know, you shouldn't ignore one and only do the other. They're all three key pieces to a successful drop shipping business. You should strive to have some nice evergreen niches and products that have sustainable sales. Maybe they're not producing your big numbers, but you can count on them to always be doing what they're doing. And then on the other hand, while those are just kind of like chilling, doing what they do, if you can get them to that point, you should be looking for those viral product waves and those seasonal product waves that could pull in some really big hits that at the end of the year make a large impact on your overall revenue. Okay, that's a lot, I know. But I wanted to give you real life examples of products, and then I wanted to explain to you like why the desk board buddy is a cool product, but it's not going to be like your big banger. Okay, I'm not saying you'd be marketing a desk board buddy, but a similar product that solves the problems on your desk is a whiteboard. Doesn't have to be like this. It's just one example. Okay, and a product that is seasonal that solves a big problem, and then of course a viral product like the shark slippers, which you could see had the big hit and then a steady fall, the sizzle and the fizzle. That is viral. All right, so that is it. Again, sorry I showed up in a cutoff shirt and a backwards hat, but I do live in a beach town in Florida during this part of the year, and it's like, I think kind of silly for me to think, oh, I got to go put a t-shirt on and I got to fix my hair because I want to give everyone free training. So I apologize because I actually have had people say, I've seen comments and stuff. They're like, why would I listen to you? You're wearing a backwards hat. Why would I listen to you? You don't look very professional. I guess because the reason I don't have to look super professional is because I'm already very successful and I don't feel like I have to fake it until I make it, right? When you get to a certain point of comfortability with your knowledge and your experience, you don't have to put on all the finesse to get people's attention. You want to get on here and get great training? That's what I'm here to do. All right. So I love you all. I wish you all a ton of success. I'll see you all next week, same place, same time, right here on the Profit Power Hour, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. EST. Go out there, find those evergreen niches, find those seasonal product waves, find those viral product waves. They come and they go. They're here and they're there. They're not always here, right? But they do show up. And, just keep your eye on the ball, stay in the game. All right. Good night. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, y'all.